People complain. I hear it all the time. And the problem is I listen a lot. And it's tiring. And the thing is, I guess, well, tiring me out, that is my issue. The complaining part is not my issue, though. Do you, I guess, when you complain, do you truly need to, complain? Granted, we all need to vent sometimes. I won't deny that. But excessive complaining is like the boy who cried wolf. You constantly complain, and, well, for one, people won't believe you as much. That's one possibility. You complain so much that people become desensitized to your complaints. On the other hand, people just won't like being around you. I don't think that most people that is, go around looking for someone negative to hang out with. Unless you're negative as well, and you want to just complain about your life, how bad it was. Oh, woe is me. Oh, this should have happened to me. I should have been this. And it's an interesting conundrum because most of us, if not all of us, actually no, all of us do complain. But we rarely seek out a person who complains. That's interesting. I think that you should have times and or people you complain specifically to. And of course you don't want to have only one person to complain to, because then, well, that person's gonna get out and absolutely hate you. But the point of this is to choose who you complain with. And I guess I have a sort of concept. You have a sort of stamina bar for negativity. Stamina bar shows how much you can tolerate negativity before it really starts to affect you. And the thing is, it already starts to affect you once that bar goes down a little bit. And so every time you encounter something negative, that bar is going to go down. It's going to go down. From yourself or from others, it doesn't matter. The bar is going to go down. And the more the bar goes down, the more negative you become. So at the start, you're sort of happy, neutral, whatever you start off at. I think happy and neutral for most people. Alright, you experience negativity, that's going to bring you down a little bit. You're going to be a little more negative. Get down a bit. More negative. Until you're at the bottom, and then you're full of negativity. Once the bar is exhausted, you're exhausted. And you're certainly not in a good mood. But the good news is the bar is sort of refreshed after you sleep. After the day is over. It's another reason why sleep is so important. I like to think of negativity in that light because it shows how much, or rather, it shows to me that I should choose what negativity I let into my life. What is important? What is not important? I choose. Another thing is that complaining is really for those privileged. Okay, to be honest, this is what I believe is the perspective of people who hate complaining. Complaining is for those who can complain. Complaining demonstrates weak character. It shows you haven't been through hard times. truly hard times, truly hard challenges, the strongest people rarely complain. I think that's true. Because the strongest people, they acknowledge it sucks. Okay. And then it's that. Then they get down and do the work. They don't wallow in the negativity and let it spiral. They stop it. Acknowledge it, and then it's gone. And on that note, I feel like people who complain don't really acknowledge what they're complaining about. Like, sure, they're like saying the words, but they haven't accepted it. That might be the true essence of complaints. Knowing that you have something, a challenge, but not wanting to do it. Not wanting to accept it. And that's why you complain. I think that's a good theory. At least I'm having some bias right now. Having some confirmation bias? I forgot what that is. No, it's not confirmation bias. Crap. Oh well. It's some sort of bias. But at this current moment, I think that theory has some truth in it. And the thing is, complaining doesn't feel good. Complaining relieves some stress in the short term, but doesn't do anything in the long term. It doesn't provide you positive emotions. It's more like it relieves the negative emotions. So like you don't have as much negativity, you don't gain positivity, so the best you can really end up is neutral. And the thing is, complaining is that relief is so often short-lived. You complain, oh, okay, take away some negativity. After some time, it's gonna come back. After I complain, I notice myself feeling worse. Worse for spreading negativity to someone. I feel worse because who am I to complain? Who am I to complain? Really? Like, are my problems really that big? No. Like, I will survive. I will survive not getting 100 on an exam. I'll survive. It's not like I'm gonna die. Complaints, they're a signal. You don't feel good. And that's the point. Having complaints, or just having the thoughts, it's telling you to do something. After every night's bad sleep, and then you think about a complaint. Oh, I have a headache. You're reminded of what you should have done. Or should have not done. And I guess there's complaints about what you can't control. For example, it's starting to get cold, it like suddenly became cold here. Like yesterday it was like in the 80s, and today it's like boom, 60s, 50s, like whoo. And let's say you're getting cold, and you feel cold. Okay, put on a jacket. Okay, fine. You're outside. You don't have access to a jacket. What can you do? Well, do anything you can to relieve yourself. What if you can't do that? Then accept feeling cold. You aren't gonna die from being cold. Feeling cold, it's a feeling. I like how the Stoics thought about discomfort and feelings, physical sensations. Cold is just a feeling, a physical sensation. You aren't the cold. You're feeling cold, but you aren't the cold. The two are different. You aren't your body. You aren't your mind. So what are you? You're something different. Your body feels cold. But if your body and you are different, you don't feel cold. Your body does. So you yourself aren't feeling cold, but your body is. Having that thought has gotten me through feeling very cold, to say the least. Finally, people have a negativity bias. It's quite evident because the things we see on the news is so often negative, because we all know, or the programmers know, that negativity catches our eye. Towards complaint, it's really easy to spiral and just go over the worst of our days. It's quite easy. And then we gloss over, went to a wedding. Oh, but like, champagne spilled on my shirt. Oh, I tripped on someone. We relive negativity. Forget the positivity. In the end, I think the best solution would be to focus more on positivity. But that's one part of the issue. Granted, it is probably the most important part, but it's so much harder to implement. The easier, and what you can do right now, is to stop being negative. Shut out pessimism. Allow yourself to be positive or neutral only. It's a short-term fix, but becoming more positive, that's long-term. And sometimes short-term fixes are needed. The goal is to eventually become a better person, holistically. Become more positive. Become less negative, not more negative. Don't become more negative, please. So choose. Choose when to complain.